HK, who is blind and has cerebral palsy, wasn't born that way because of birth defects. It was due to the lifestyle of his parents. His mother, Mary, was 19 years old at the time. His father was 26, and Mary was 6 months pregnant. William was working on a farm. As they left the farm, he's buckled in and she's not. Something happens on the way and William loses control of the vehicle. Mary's thrown from the car. Her mother appeared the next morning and the doctors approached her with a very major decision. Your daughter has had severe head trauma. She will not survive, but your grandson is still alive. If we deliver, we don't think he will live. If he does live, he's going to have a lifetime of medical issues. She said, deliver the baby. So HK was born 3 months premature. He weighed about 2 pounds. During that time, he suffered a stroke, had a brain bleed, which caused the cerebral palsy. He had a valve in his heart that wouldn't close, and his little body wasn't strong enough to do the surgery. When they did the surgery, they left him on the oxygen too long, causing him to be blind. But somehow God had HK on this earth for a purpose, because he's the most positive person that you would ever meet in life.
Joining me now are HK Derryberry and Jim Bradford. Thank you so much for being here. HK, how did you guys meet?
We met on Saturday, October 16th of 1999 at Mrs. Winter's Chicken and Biscuits in Brentwood.
Well, there's something about you that the audience needs to know. You have something called hyperthymesia.
Yes.
Now, what does that mean?
Superior autobiographical memory means I can remember everything, every minute of my life since I was about 2.5 years old.
There's only 5 or 6 people in the whole world who have what you have. It's really an incredible gift of memory. And Vanderbilt University ran tests and found out that you are one of these 4 or 5 people on Earth. Do you feel special? Because you are.
Thank you, I do. I realize it's a gift from God.
When we were talking earlier, you asked me my birthday. You knew what day of the week it was on?
Yes.
So if I told you let's say my oldest son's birthday, November the 28th, 1976.
He was born on a Sunday. And
yes, he was.
His birthday was on Thanksgiving in 85, 91, 96, 02, and 2013.
And I've never told you that. I never, ever said that. That is exactly right. That is scary. Wow. They'd like for you to testify in Congress. There's some things that nobody up there seems to know.
Okay. I'd be glad to do it.
So, HK, I'm telling you, this is an incredible gift. So, you remember every single thing that has happened since you were like 3?
Yes.
So, if I said, what happened on, and I'm just going to pick a date. We've not discussed this. What happened on June the 7th, 2013?
Well, that day in 2013, nothing really happened historically that I know of, but that day in 2013, I was with my grandmother that day. We watched TV at home most of the day, and then but we had a fun day together.
That's a pretty good memory that you even knew where you were. What day of the week was it?
In June 7th of 2013, a Friday.
What was the temperature that day?
It was 89 degrees outside that day in Nashville.
Well, you're better than the meteorologists. They're wrong 80% of the time. I can't even understand how that memory works for you, but it's like a computer that is more reliable than my Apple MacBook. It's kind of incredible. So, Jim, you guys met when you were just stopping by for a cup of coffee. You saw this young boy over there. How long have you guys been friends? Well, maybe I should ask him, what date was that?
The date we met?
Yes.
Saturday, October 16th, 1999.
What time?
At 10:45 a.m.
And Jim, when you first saw HK, what drew you to want to go just sit down and talk to this young man?
At that point in my life, I was 56 years old, and I had never approached a child or a family that had a child with a disability. And typically if I saw a child with a disability, I felt sorry for them, had pity for them, but basically tried not to stare at them, fear they'd catch me staring, it'd be embarrassing. But the morning I stopped at the chicken restaurant to buy coffee, and that wasn't my first choice. I know I had never heard the term GPS, but God that morning was my GPS, because I was headed 1 mile down the road, Franklin Road in Brentwood, to a gourmet coffee shop that I had been to many times. And for some reason, I just saw this red and white sign that said Mrs. Winter's Chicken and Biscuits. And I turned into a little building, red and white, that needed some repairs, potholes in the parking lot, and went in and got my coffee. And as I got ready to leave, had the coffee just perfect. So a little boy sitting at a table by himself listening to a radio. He needed a haircut, had on a dirty T-shirt, but what I really focused on was braces on his legs. And I knew something was wrong. So I just turned to the lady behind the counter and I said, who's the little boy? She said, that's HK, he's our sweetheart. And I said, what's he doing here? And she said, well, the grandmother is the one who sold you the coffee. She can't afford a babysitter on weekends, so he sits while she works. And I said, how long does he sit? And she said, just from 8 till 5. And here's a little boy with braces.
18 hours every weekend.
18 hours.
But that was the beginning of the relationship you guys started.
I said, you've got to be kidding. And she took offense to that. She said, well, he doesn't do it every day. He said he goes to school during the week. But as I started to leave, and I would walk right by him just like I'd always done, she said, and he is blind. And when she said that, I was touched like I'd never been touched before. Walked right to his table, and I said, hey, buddy, what's your name?
I'm HK. What's your name?
I'm Jim.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Where do you live?
I live in Brentwood.
What street?
Wait, we won't get into this.
Okay, HK, we have to go, but I have to ask you, tell me what day it was, July 16th, 1955.
That was a Saturday.
That was my wife's birthday.
That was a Saturday, and your wife don't look a day over 18.
My wife is probably going to get you something really amazing for Christmas, HK. I'm pretty sure. Thank you. What an incredible gift you have. But it's not just that you have a gift. HK, my friend, you are a gift. I thank you so much for being here. Thanks to HK and Jim. Let me mention their wonderful book, The Awakening of H.K. Derryberry. It just touches your heart. You're going to love it. I've started it, can't put it down. And let me just say, if you know an inspiring person making the world a better place, tell us about them. Send an email to hero@tbn.tv.